Hi everyone, I hope you guys are well. I'm not too bad at the minute, but I am so tired. It's been a crazy busy day and I was up mega early this morning because I stupidly fell asleep really early last night and now my sleep pattern is all off. So this is why I'm not wearing my glasses. My eyes are just so shot and tired. So excuse the bags under my eyes right now. I'm not going to do a reading from the book I'm here to review, just so you know, because I'm feeling so tired at the minute. My eyes are just not going to be able to take it. But anyway, I'm here to talk about the book I've been reading for the past couple of weeks, which is The Princess Bride by William Goldman. So this is the original book of the cult classic film, God, get my words right, uh, which from the 80s, which I absolutely love since I first saw it. I think I was probably about 11 or 12 years old when I first saw it, and I absolutely fell in love. And so, yeah, so I got this a year ago when I was in Oxford, my first ever visit to Oxford, and I thought, why not? And I thought I would read it this week. Well, over these past couple of weeks, should I say. So, The Princess Bride, in case you don't know, it follows, well, I'll be very careful with how I phrase this because the book and the film are slightly different. So the main premise, the story, is a fairy tale in which it follows Buttercup and Wesley. Wesley is like one of the most amazing heroes there is in any film slash book. He is totally like the best boyfriend, book boyfriend that you could have, at least, in my opinion right now. Uh, so Buttercup and Wesley, they fall in love. Wesley was Buttercup's farmhand, and he would only say as you wish to her, and she gradually fell in love with him and everything. But then he went away in order to make his fortune, and she hears that he died on a ship, and she's absolutely devastated, and she vows that she's never gonna love anyone ever again. And then suddenly Prince Humperdinck comes into the picture. She doesn't love him, he doesn't love her, as kind of well, he does, but then he's a very vain man, and she's the most beautiful woman around, in the kingdom, and he wants her, and she has made this vow that she's never going to love again. And so begins this whole thing of her marrying this prince, but there's suddenly this masked man appears out of the blue, who was on his this like journey to find her, and so begins this crazy fairy tale that goes on, and it's absolutely wonderful fairy tale. It's crazy. It's one of those you really need to watch the film to really appreciate the story. I'm not saying before you can't have read this book without watching this film, not in the slightest. But I think you really need to appreciate it. The time when it was made, it was just absolutely perfect for what was going on in the fantasy genre and everything in movies at that time. It's so well done. It's wonderful story. The cast are incredible. It has some of the greatest quotes in movie history. And it just makes me beam. It always makes me smile whenever I watch it. Whenever I think about it, I'm smiling right now. So when I said about how I had to be very careful because of the slight differences in the film, we meet a boy who is sick and he's staying home from school, and his mum has to go to work, so his granddad comes over and brings his copy of The Princess Bride and reads it to him. And every now and then the film cuts back to them because the little boys interrupt, going, hold up, that wouldn't happen, or complaining about this, that and the other. But then he gradually really gets into it and has a very lovely ending where he this isn't a spoiler, but just where he requests that his granddad comes back the next day to read it to him, and the granddad replies, "As you wish," to link to Wesley and Buttercup in the book. I just absolutely love that. But in the book, it is different because it's the boy as an adult who was read the book um, as a child by his father, and he has spent decades like tracking down a copy of this book. He has finally found a copy of the book, and he tells you at the very beginning this, like, the first, I think, about 30-40 pages are just him talking about trying to find this book. Now he finally finds it, and then he indicates that there's going to be sections where it's all in italics, and that is him passing comment about certain chapters, memories that he had, etc., and any notes that he's found relating to this book, because he can only find this one copy of this book and he doesn't even know if it's the proper published version. So every now and then, just as in the film, it cuts to him being told the story as a child, and he's flagging, go, whoa, hang on a minute. In the book, you have this kind of same thing, but with the older version of the child reflecting back on it. So I really liked that structurally it really does kind of meet this with the film. And it was very interesting as well, because with the book they're able to expand and you're able to understand more backstory about the various characters, and it does like really quirky things, like it's telling you Buttercup's life story at the beginning. And so it's like she is born, she's 5, she's 10, she's 15, yada yada yada, and instead of referring to what Buttercup is doing in her life, he refers to various different families and certain different events. Like you say, when she was like 5 years old, Buttercup wouldn't have known about the family living in Geneva or something, and this prince who fell in love with a servant, and his bride got very jealous and so fed the servant lots and lots of chocolate, knowing that chocolate was her greatest vice, and made the servant put on loads of weight, and then the prince abandoned her. You know, this kind of thing is like, okay, and then it goes, when she was 10, you wouldn't known that XYZ. When she was 15, at XYZ. So it's kind of, it's a bit quirky, and I liked that. I really liked that. It feels very modern, yet it has an age to it, because you constantly have this voice that's reflecting back to like 20 years previous, 20-30 years previously in his life, when this story meant so much to him, and you understand why it meant so much to him. It wasn't just a love for the story, it was the bond between him and his dad, and how he wants to then pass that on, that same bond, to his own children. It's a really beautiful story, and the way that William Goldman has written it, as I said, it's modern, it's quirky, it's fun, it's very much like the film. At times, though, I will say, I don't know if it's just because the mood that I was in or whatever, but the past couple of weeks I've been like really busy. I've been having longer days at work and such, and I've had these periods where I've just wanted to write rather than read. So at times I've found some chapters quite chunky and hard to get through, but I don't know if that's because my mind was elsewhere, and that's why I took my time to read it. It took 2.5 weeks, but I took my time because I wanted to make sure that when I was reading, I was focusing on this book, and I'm glad that I did that. I didn't want to rush it or anything. But it's really funny. It's a really funny, quirky story, and I love scenes which, if you've watched the film, you will know straight away, like the whole the poisoned cup scene. I love the giant. I love Andre the Giant is the guy who played him in the film. He's absolutely wonderful. I just it has such a charm to it, and just as the book does, all the characters are brought to life so vividly. Are so quirky, so wonderful. I can't think of any other words to say. It sounds really bad. I keep repeating myself, but there's something heartwarming about this story. it's not just a fantasy story. It's about all of these different love and acceptance and tolerance and revenge and joy and friendship and so many different things. And sometimes you need like a modern fairy story to just give you a smile on your face, especially with what's going on in the world at the moment. And to be able to say, okay, it took me 2.5 weeks, but the whole time I was reading it, it made me beam. I say thank you, William Goldman, for giving me that. I really enjoyed The Princess Bride. Now, of course, as I said, it's based on the film. I've got the Blu-ray right here. It was directed by Rob Reiner, and it's absolutely wonderful. Please, 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 if you've not seen it, watch it, give it a go. It's absolutely fantastic. I've got the Blu-ray here, as I said, but it is available on Netflix. My sister recently watched it off Netflix. She'd never seen it before. She absolutely fell in love with it. It's wonderful, and the cast are amazing. They recently did a reunion photo shoot for The Princess Bride, and it was fantastic. I loved it. But it's a really, really well constructed film. I really like this one. Rob Reiner has made some really, really great films, but Princess Bride is up there at the top for me. So yeah, check it out. And yeah, that's all I can think of to say. So it's a bit of a shorter review this time than than have previously. But as I said, I'm not going to do a reading. I'm too tired. And my eyes need a rest. And hopefully they'll be back to normal tomorrow or very soon. So because I finished that, I am now starting The Dry by Jane Harper. I've started it today. I've only read like 15 pages so far, but so far so good. So I will be back with my thoughts on The Dry as soon as possible, and I have picked out the next 3 reads, and I'm going to explain those reads when I make an announcement video once I finish The Dry. So I am so excited to read these 3 books, but I will tell you which books they are soon. Alright guys, bye!